As requested, how to get the bad and bougie archetype. Let's look at the stats that's required. Okay, when we come here, we're going to start with the looks. Looks have to be mid to higher range, but this can be easily altered. This is more about aesthetics than physicality. We're going to get into that. Then charisma, pretty high. Charisma's pretty high if you want to keep. You got a pretty high charisma right there. But there's ways to get around that, but we'll talk about that. Spiritual could be very low. I mean, they into scammers and all that. You can scam somebody as long as you throw in, like after you scam them the next day, say, hey, you know what, but God got me, you good. Spirit, you fine on that. Front end finances, back end finances. This is where the distinguishing come in. Okay, on the front end, you could appear to have it all and then be revealed later on when you take off the mask that you're actually a brokey and still bag these chicks. Don't believe me? Look at her baby daddies. Check the baby daddies. The baby daddy's going to tell you. They're going to tell you everything you need to know.
You don't get higher than your baby daddy.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning if your baby daddy is right here, ranked right here, that means this is your level. The best you could get was a man to make a baby with this right here. So you don't get to make a baby with a man here and then go up here for a man to provide for him.
Baby daddies, the baby daddy's going to tell you. They're going to tell you everything you need to know. So you do got to have that initial investment, but you are going to get an ROI. You got to have an initial investment on the front end to lock it down. And then the back end, you are going to have the longevity. But you do got to make that initial investment. Then you can take the mask off. Okay, getting into the front end, looks play a big part in the front end because you got to create the persona, the idea, okay? But this can be easily enhanced. Like I said before, let's talk about it. You're going to need these props. The first prop you're going to need is the chain. It is allowed to be fake, but you got to watch out for the diamond testers. At the parties, the kickbacks, the areas you can be at. If they test that and they find out it's fake, it ruins the whole persona. It pretty much takes you out of the game pretty early. You can't have a known fake chain, okay? You can have a fake chain, but it can't be blatantly fake, and they tested it, and it's...
What in the hell is a known fake chain? Guys, I don't think you need to do the jewelry props part because there are many other ways to flex.
You want to have that designer for the second prop? The third prop is the flex on the gram. You just really want to show that you're really balling like that. You can buy some fake money off of Amazon, actually. So, get the fake money off of Amazon, flex it. That's going to be your third prop. And, of course, the front end is like the nice dates, the movies, the bill payment here, there. But that's just an initial investment. You don't have to keep it going on if your charisma's up, okay? Your charisma's up is like once she gets locked in, okay, and the mask comes off, then the charisma is what you use to draw her in. You could definitely keep this going, all right? Especially if the looks is up. Let's say the looks is low, even after adding the props, then you're going to have a way stronger initial investment. If the looks are low, the charisma has to be high. If the charisma's not high, you will be a trick. Finance is high, looks low, spiritual because of the hope of trying to make this work, and then the charisma low, you're going to be a trick. This is trick stats. So if you look bananas and you know you look bananas, you're going to have to keep coming with the finances to keep her in your face unless you push up that charisma.
Oh, she ate on that one. This is not only funny, but very, very true. God bless this woman for giving us free consulting game. And that was her take on if you want to date a bad and bougie type, materialistic type chick. But if you're looking to date a classy black chick, this was her breakdown on that.
Okay, how to get the classy black girl archetype. Okay, finance is pretty high, okay? There's ways around it, but that's tricky, but we're going to talk about it. Looks, medium. Charisma got to be pretty good. Spiritual, medium, because the private, public type of thing can get real mixy-dixy, but we're going to get into. Okay, here are the roadblocks. Okay, the friend group is one of them. She's definitely sensitive to how she appears publicly in the eyes of the public. Friend group is definitely going to have to do some vetting. Also, you can go from zero to clown very quickly. She's one of the swiftest archetypes with the block button. One of the top two swiftest next to the elegant black girl. You can go from zero to clown quickly, especially from the first to 3 months. You can be put on this clown list very quick. If the looks are high, you can play more games with the finances, okay? If the looks are high. Why? Because if you look like this and she brings you around the friend group, they're going to understand. When she brings you around the friend group, they're going to be like, we get it. We get it. He's here. You know what I mean? This starts to, get a little murky. Because they going to understand, especially if you got the false hope narrative. You can't really do front face, back face, like your finances are nuts. But you can do, I'm an entrepreneur. You could do, I'm working on something. And, she'll believe it, because come on. You know what I mean? Looks high. play a lot more games, especially with good charisma. It's over with. You know what I mean? You can bypass this because, you know, they can talk crazy, but they can be like, well, you know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
She's cooking. Finances do play a role with women like this, but most importantly, what plays the biggest role over even finances? The approval of her friend group. Just the fact that she has a very presentable boyfriend that gets approval from her friend group. And yes, I'm gonna call it and say that I think that's all that matters to women like this. They want the friend group to tell them that, girl, you got it all. You got the career, you got the success, you got the home, you got the man, you got the husband. And I think that's what drives these women the most. They want the full package image.
Okay, let's say the looks are low. Finances got to be high. If you look nuts, and you got to have swag. You got to have some swag. You got to put it on. It got to make sense. It got to make sense to them. Otherwise, they're going to be like, why is the goblin not in the dungeon? They're going to get it with the finances, so they're going to understand. But they're not going to be tolerant as far as don't bring the goblin around, you know. This some private between her. This like once you start bringing you out in public, and you know that's why you got to throw the swag on it. Some finance charisma. They'll be like, okay, you know. And also, if you look nuts, the block button is going to be lethal. Okay, you cannot make mistakes. You know, he could get away with more. You'll talk to her, be like, girl, you haven't talked to him in 2 weeks. What's going on? You haven't heard from, girl. You know he is Sag. You be like, what? Yeah, he is Sagittarius. She don't even know his birthday. You know what I mean? She's going to make it make sense. He doesn't have to do. She going to make it make sense. Him, no, not with him. And just to be clear, it still has to be paired with the future, the thought that this is going to blossom. He has to have the potential to make finances. Okay, it can't just be just blatant like straight brokey. Because once again. You know, so he has to be paired. It has to be paired with this. It has to be paired with this. Some potentiality that he's going to be this great thing. Otherwise, no. And I'm back doing personalized boards. Link in the bio.
There's nothing sexier than men that provide for, right?
It's expensive though.
It doesn't matter because you just want to make me happy, right? You say you want to make me happy. I want to make you happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a fur coat in a size small. Small.
Nice. This is you.
Remember what you said after the.
What? Yeah.
After you said
Tonight we're gonna go to my house or whatever. We're gonna hang out.
Now, this is just comedy skits, but come on. If some of these dudes out here really do look clownish like this, especially when you blow thousands of dollars on designer items for a woman that's not even your wife.
I promise you we're gonna have such a good time. You're having fun. I'm having so much fun, baby. I promise you. Everything that you want, we're gonna 25.50. Like, you got that right? Like, you got that? Yeah. So I'll get an 8.5. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, damn. How long you want this video to be?
Shut up.
About 5 seconds. That was enough. Okay, you're doing too much. Let's cross the street. Let's cross the street.
Hey, my boy.
Yeah, give it all back. Give it back. Alright, yeah, give me this one.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna see you and maybe I'll highlight you another time, okay, babe?
Hey, Aisha girl, my name is Bailey. I am a PR professional. I don't know if you know or aware or care, but they dragging your ass down here on the internet. You might be somewhere having a dirty martini with your friends, laughing, saying the brokies got my name in their mouth again and don't even care. But if you are concerned, I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to go over a few things. We're going to figure out how to fix this. So I look back in your file, see, you know, what you did. Why they dragging you so hard? So I see you're on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and, you know, you had a little girl talk with the host. And what you said to me wasn't that bad, but the fact that you had that conversation on the internet was the problem. I tell people all the time, do not talk about your marriage on the internet, period. Even normal people. I've seen them drag normal people for less. So you being an NBA superstar's wife, you can't say shit. I'm sure you know that. Maybe not. That's why I'm here. Okay, so then I went back in your file to see, like, damn, okay, it looks like, you know, you've been often compared to other basketball wives in the past. A lot. You tend to talk more than other wives, and people don't like that. They put you in a box. They want you to shut the fuck up, but you don't. And then I see that you were on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett a couple years back, and you say, I quote, "I get zero male attention." That's not something you say online. I can't even say that, and I don't have a husband. You can't just say, I can't say that. So no one can say that. Saying, "Oh, I get zero male attention," you just seem male centered, and nobody likes that. And you have a husband, superstar husband that you're married to, so that wasn't a good idea. And then you were on Jada Pinkett podcast. People don't like her. I'm sure Jada Pinkett don't give a fuck, but she's often looked at somebody who talks down on her husband. So, like guilty by association type thing. Anyway, so then you got on this other podcast. People already have preconceived notions about you, and so you see how it's a build up. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we just gotta figure out how we gonna fix this. And another thing, I just think people they just don't like people talk down on people's husbands. I mean, or talk down on their or marriage. Period. Remember what they did to Simone Biles' husband? Dragged him for 40 days and 40 nights. So, it's just don't talk about your marriage. But I got a plan. We can figure this out. This ain't no problem. We can fix this. Another thing is that people just don't understand why you want to be a career girl and don't want to live a soft life. Like, what time is it? I ain't got no watch on. Okay, I got to get ready to go to bed because I got to go to work tomorrow. And it's like, why you want to go to work? You know what I mean? And then you saying like, oh, I never wanted kids. Let me be real. A lot of people don't even want their kids. They just want to come down on you because you got nannies and stuff and help. And like, why you don't want your kids? Anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot, girl. We can fix this though. We can figure it out. It ain't no problem. All right, call me.
But you know what? I blame Steph Curry because the things that she say on podcasts don't seem to be too shocking for him. So can you imagine what she says in his face and around him? He's probably used to her down talking him, trying to bring him down off his high horse and put him down on a low level. But hey, if her husband, Steph Curry, likes it, hey, I love it. It's none of my business.
It's kind of interesting because it feels like if she was with a nigga like Future, she would never say some shit like that, right? It's almost like he's too perfect of a guy. Part of what she's saying, kind of almost reeks of if that nigga was doing a little bit more cheating, she'd act in line. Like, it proves sometimes you might just have to go fuck another bitch. Like, real talk. Because, when you too much of the perfect guy, she over here thinking about everybody else but you. Yo, put like this. I forgot which nigga said he like keeping a bitch stressed out. She don't look stressed out enough about Curry. She too safe. He need to go fuck one of the cheerleaders, fuck the girl in the front row. He need to be having 15 hoes like Stephon Diggs. I guarantee her ass would be on Spaces wilding out like Cardi B. She would have never, ever been on no podcast that comfortable to say he should have her ass stressed out. He should be fucking Molly Querim. He should be fucking Taylor Rooks. He should be fucking the 3 chicks who always be staring at the stars in the front row. He should be fucking 3 cheerleaders on some Dwight Howard shit. Well, what do you think it is about Steph Curry then? Because at some time when they get home and it's all quiet, do you think he ever says to her like I love you and everything, but bitch, shut the fuck up when we in public. Like, stop saying this dumb shit. A lot of men, we do our dirt mostly in private, and sometimes the girl will do their dirt, or they'll reciprocate with disrespect publicly. So all we're seeing is what she's saying. Maybe he got 15 hoes over like 18 hoes like Tiger Woods that she's over here pissed off about, and she's trying to get her lick back, but she can't really. So she goes and says some dumb shit that may end up embarrassing him. But he don't check her because he know he got this bitch over here, Keisha. He got this bitch over here, Wendy.
I know we dealing with modern women today, but if we can go back biblically and just study how the modern woman has always been there. The modern woman was in the Bible. There was plenty modern women back in the day in the Bible.
Hey, learning just as you are. I wish I knew this sooner. Mr. Solomon warns about these 7 women that would ruin kings. Interesting, you might say. Let's talk. Now, Mr. Solomon must know something if he was the wisest man to have ever lived, and he had 700 wives. Take it from somebody that know. You know what I mean? Jezebel, the loud, lawless, and addicted to power. She doesn't want a husband. She wants a throne. Jezebel emasculated the kings and mocked prophets. Modern Jezebel emasculate husbands and mock submission. You can't build peace with her. She only respects war. Now that's deep because I got a couple exes. It's just like, let's talk about Miss Delilah. She loves you until she learns your weakness. Delilah didn't need an army. All she needed was a smile. And she used it to disarm Samson. Her kiss are bait and her lap is a trap. And when the Philistines come for you, she'll sell your soul for oh my, you know how many women I know like that? The strange woman scares me. She makes lust look like love. Proverbs call her sweet like honey, smooth with words. She tells you what you want to hear, feeds your ego, and praises your strength while planning your fail. Her lips drip flattery. Her path drips blood. Oh my Jesus. The contentious woman. I just believe the contentious woman gotta be a Leo. Every day is a courtroom. Solomon said, better to live on the roof of a house than with a quarrelsome wife. This woman doesn't argue to solve. She argues to win. She'll drain your peace with debates, mock your vision with sarcasm, and weaponize silence when words don't work. She doesn't want clarity. She wants control. Boy, I'm trying to tell you I know something. Now, I want you to pay attention to these next three because these are big in modern day times. The gold digger. She treats your wallet like worship. She doesn't care about a legacy. She cares about lifestyle. She's measured by love, as in the size of your ring, the brand of your bag, and the balance of your account. You stop paying, she stops staying. She's not your wife, she's your bill. And there's a lot of girls in modern day times that worship this. And another thing with worshiping, the idler. She makes herself God. I could think of 5 names off the bat. I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't bend the truth. She bends truth to herself. She worships the body, her beauty, her divine feminine energy. But a woman who worships herself will never honor a man because in her religion, y'all see what I said, ladies? She's the only God that matters. Now, when guys was saying this, we was trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't want to. And finally, the Widowmaker. She loves you to death, not with a knife, not with poison, with slow destruction. She drains your focus, mocks your discipline, and celebrates your weakness. And when you've lost your crown, your children, and your vision, she'll stand over the ruins and say, you weren't man enough. Now, how often do we hear these last 3 types of women? And before women get on here, Solomon did not lie. The wrong woman won't just ruin a night. She will ruin a name. Jezebel makes you a slave. We all know a couple of them like that. Delilah sells your secrets. Strange woman burns your body. The contentious woman destroys your peace. The gold digger empties your house. More than that, for real. And the idler kills your faith. The window maker buries your purpose. And if Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived, lost his way to a woman like this, what chance do you think you have without vigilance? Let's talk. But it makes sense. So when people ask in modern day, why is it a men versus women? Let's understand why. Now, I do not believe all women are like that. I believe there are many good women in the world. However, there are a lot of women acting like they are good women and really are women of the 7.
That last part was very important. I wish he would have finished it, but it says choose wisely, because the woman you marry not only share your bed, but she also share your legacy. And for a divorced man like me, man, that's powerful. I see other divorced guys, you know, saying things like, man, I gotta deal with this woman for another 18 years. It's like, no, you don't, bro. You gotta deal with this woman for the rest of your life. As long as your child is breathing and alive, even after a lot of these kids turn 18 and I guess the man is done with child support or whatever, you still got to deal with that child in your life. And if that child got his mother in his life, you will see that mother. But what Solomon was talking about pretty much sums up how you got to be careful with the people that you allow into your life. Us as men should have better discernment. But at the same time, we all know men love beautiful women. We judge and we see things with our eyes. We are visual creatures more than women are. But we need to start looking at the hearts of these women. What type of history, what type of past she got? Do she have a good heart? Is she a good mother? Can she make your house a home, a peaceful home? That's the stuff that men need to be focused on. Because a lot of these women out here has sent men to jail and have sent some to their demise. But anyways, I'm gonna stop the video right there. You guys be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about the young lady breaking down the girl mouth on the scale. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.